It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you for joining us in person.
Thanks for getting here.
Appreciate
It looked like it was wild there down the stretch. I mean, a lot of stuff going on. Is your job the worst job ever? I mean,
No, it's the best job. Are you kidding? The best job in Washington.
But I mean, there's chaos every day. Isn't there chaos?
Yes.
But she embraces the chaos.
Honestly, are you wired in that way that like
you can handle stress?
You love like some people change, they collapse. They can't handle things. Like, do you thrive on that? You like that? You get adrenaline rush or no?
Well, I keep my eye on the prize, and I hate to use like such a
cliche,
but it's important when you have jobs where there are lots of ups and downs to kind of stay right in the middle. Because in big cities and big city mayors, and I've been doing it a minute, there's always going to be something like this, but you got to get back to your agenda. And our agenda for a long time is, how do we capitalize on 180 acres that have been mostly vacant, asphalt on the Anacostia River and the monumental axis? How do we do that? And so no matter what, whether it's people trying to block our legislation, where it was a billionaire who said, we got it all wrong, whatever it is, we have to get back to getting the land, getting the deal, getting the vote, and getting a shovel in the ground.
And the prize is the RFK Stadium site. And I'm reading this from Eric Flack TV on Twitter from 16 hours ago. DC Council Chair reaches amended deal with Commanders on RFK Stadium, and Council could vote for final approval within days of next week's public hearing.
Sounds like good news.
So the ball seems to be rolling here.
Is there something?
Look at you smiling.
She brought her Commander's hat.
Yes. So no, this has been our focus, and this has been my commitment to the people of Washington, not just to have a stadium, though we want our team home, but to have an entire mixed-use development that's going to deliver housing, that's going to deliver jobs, that's going to deliver opportunities for small businesses, but also to the team. I worked really hard for them to take us seriously and to say to Josh Harris when he came to town, I can get the land. Just stick with me. And if we get the land, we're going to sit at the table.
How did you know you could get it?
I just believed that it was right. And we have in this city done a really good job with taking underutilized federal spaces and making them new neighborhoods. Look at the Navy Yard. Look at the Wharf. Look at Walter Reed. We can do it. But for us to make that type of investment, we have to be able to spin off a lot of jobs and opportunity. So the stadium does it, and the ancillary development makes it a whole community. So the Commanders are bringing $2.7 billion of private investment to this deal, larger than, say, one stadium deal in the United States of America. So that's a good thing.
Well, we speculated that you were supposed to be here, and then your PR staff said, no, she's going to call in.
Yeah. That
something came up. We speculated that the news wasn't as good as it sounded earlier, but you're not saying everything's good, right? The news is still good.
Look, we're going to have a vote next week. I believe that that's going to happen, and I think it's right for that to happen. I'm very pleased that the council has, taken up the urgency of the situation, and they'll take a vote.
So not knowing DC politics well, other than just knowing it from afar, is that normally a good relationship you typically have with the city council, or are you sometimes oftentimes butt heads?
Well, I'm the mayor. I'm the mayor, and there's only one mayor, and there's 13 of them. So you do the math.
So you got to do some politicking.
So there's always something.
Is
that what you're saying?
While we have you, can we get into some things that fans want to know? Do you know conceptually what it's going to look like?
I have, and I'm talking a little bit ahead of school because out of school. I'm talking a little bit out of school because we're always anticipating the right thing happening. And so when we get an approval, we want to be ready to go. We want to be ready with all the environmental, all the design. So I've had a couple of discussions with the design teams that the Commanders have brought on. And only when they get an approval, though, can they go 100%.
All right. So a lot of people wonder about parking. I'm looking at a New York Times article. Apparently, you guys are deciding where the revenue of parking is going to go. How much parking will there be? Public transportation. People are worried about driving into RFK and
They
out
don't
of
have
RFK?
to worry about that. People drove in and out of RFK for years. Remember all
This
those
is gonna be bigger,
championships?
though, right? This is gonna be
It's
bigger
going to be
building.
bigger,
Oh, yeah.
but there are also more transportation options than when the football team played there before. We have more public bus. We have more people taking scooters. We have ride share like through the roof. This is a transit town. People are not single occupant vehicle drivers in DC like they are in other places. So they're quite used to going to RFK. And by the way, we have a whole corridor that's waiting for these fans on H Street Northeast. So we want people to pregame at the stadium. And yes, they will be able to tailgate. And we want people to stop at all of the restaurants and eateries along the way, like on H Street Northeast, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump from the new stadium.
Can we get to the nitty gritty real quick?
Yeah.
The nitty gritty, Mayor Bowser.
Yep.
Right.
What
we,
is
we
it?
use that phrase all the time.
Okay.
Because we're old.
Did President Trump's comments expedite this stuff? Did he talk what he was talking about? Did he speed everything up and now the council just doesn't want to deal with it? Did it have any impact on this?
Does the council just want to go on vacation
I know this
like
is.
everybody
You can
else?
be
I know
honest with
I'm
us.
on the radio and I'm giving hand gestures,
Yeah.
but
You're on TV too.
Listen,
Yeah, you're on TV.
oh, I'm on
Yeah.
TV.
See
Okay.
these cameras right here?
Oh, thank you guys. I
You're on
didn't
Monumental
realize that.
Sports Network.
So here's the deal, and this has always been my focus because I'm in all of these venues, the White House, the Congress, the other states, and so I believe firmly that we had to operate and execute in our period of exclusivity, and so I think that
But that passed, right?
just on July 15th. And I think that the council, I always said they need to vote on this in my budget. So they take this last vote on the budget on Monday, and it sounds like they may have a vote on this deal on Friday. So we can work with those days.
Okay.
You're feeling good
Sound-
about this, though. You're feeling
She
good.
got
Is this
a
the
huge
best you
grin.
felt? Because didn't we have her on the phone and we asked like on a scale of 1 to 5 level of concern?
4 was her answer.
Yeah, you gave us a 4.
And
what would it be now?
It'll be 4 until I sign it.
Still a 4.
Yeah, it's still a 4.
No, it's
Stay-
like a 3 it's a 3.
It's
Well,
like
at least I know we have a vote. What I don't know, I don't know all of the details.
Well, they're not going
and-
to have a vote unless they already know the vote, and they want this to happen. They want the revenue too. So you know what? She's a 1.5.
She's smiling a lot for
She's a
having a
1.5.
concern level of 4.
She's
No.
a 1.5.
Well, let me just say this. The devil is in the details.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I will have to make sure that any adjustments to our deal are good for the city and are in the spirit of the agreement that I made.
I mean, your Twitter from 2 days ago says we're on the 1 yard line.
We've
when
been
you're on
on the 1 yard
when
line.
you're on
I
the 1 yard line-
delivered it on the 1 yard
When you're on the
line.
1 yard line, you're expecting to score a touchdown.
You
Will this
doggone
no
two
where
field
will
goals
this
here.
rank? How many years have you been mayor now?
10.
10. Where will this rank of all your accomplishments, all the things that you've done? Where does this rank if this
If it
vote
happens.
goes through?
I think all of
Personally, like what you're most proud of. Where is this going to rank? Come on,
it's up there.
top 5, top 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. If
Yeah.
you,
It's a
if
big
you,
deal.
if I, one day I'm not going to be mayor,
Right.
and if that 180 acres was sitting there, I would be very disappointed. That would be a fail. And I believe firmly, and I've said this to others, that in life, and especially in politics, there are windows of opportunity. And when it opens, even if it cracks, but if it's wide open, you better get yourself through it. And our window opened when Josh bought this team. We secured the land. We got a deal. That's our window. But it can close. And you've seen even in just this week how like risk and interference can make things really shaky. And that's why we got to get through the window. We have to have the right terms. So I look forward to getting in the nitty gritty with the council next week. We have our hearing and they'll have their vote.
So Mayor Bowser, you mentioned Josh Harris. I want to get to that because without necessarily naming his name, the previous owner was trying to do this. What made Josh different and his people to make it actually happen?
Well, I can't tell you that I knew all of the intricacies of the organization inside. But from the outside, you could see that it was kind of in turmoil.
People
And
didn't
then-
want to be associated
and
with
then
it.
we
Dysfunctional,
learned
yeah.
later how dysfunctional it actually was. So once I really realized what was going on inside that organization, you could see why they weren't winning games, why they had a terrible fan experience at the stadium. You could see why they got into community spats. Josh, I found to be quite different, very earnest, upfront, forthright, and he likes to win. And
Was
last
he tough
year,
negotiator for you?
yeah, he is.
I mean,
mean,
that's what guys who are worth $8 billion
Yeah.
plus. Like, they're tough negotiators.
Were you guys butting heads, or were you always same goal, same mind? So you were on the same
Josh
page?
and I sat down across the table at a hotel, and we had to agree on time frame. I had to get them to stick with us. All right, I had to get them to believe that we could get the land and we could meet their timeline to start and be in a new stadium by 2030.
Mhm.
And once we agreed on the timeline, even if at some point we had to say to each other, we're off schedule, I understand that you got to go your way, and you understand that I have to go my way. And we stayed simpatico on that. I knew what the city could invest,
Mhm.
and I also knew that they heard bigger dollars other places.
Mhm.
But I knew that the value of our site, for the history of the team, for the beauty of the space, for how it operates, is the best for DC, is the best for the team, but it's also the best for the region, because we're going to be able to maximize our existing transportation in other big event infrastructure that we do so well in this
Were
city.
you blown away by the fact that Josh Harris and the ownership group was willing to put up $2.7 billion of private money to make this happen?
Was I blown away by it? No, because I thought they could see the opportunity. Like,
Mhm.
this is not like a in my opinion, now I'm the mayor, like a hard sell RFK. Like, it is perfect for the football experience, the views, and the importance. Roger Goodell was at our announcement for a reason.
Yeah, he was.
Okay, so it's important to the team. It's important to the league.
What were they skeptical about? Besides the timeline and everything, did they say, we like this? Hey, do your Josh Harris impression. We like this land.
Mayor Bowser, we like everything that's going on here.
I don't think she's that impressive.
Don't you feel like you're sitting across the table from the real Josh Harris?
Hey, no, but did they have reservations about, we like this, but we don't know if, besides timeline and stuff, if it's big enough or, et cetera. Did they have any of those reservations?
No.
Everybody knows this is the perfect site.
Josh grew up going there.
Yeah,
He
everybody
wants it to
knows
happen.
this is the perfect site. So
So-
I think any skepticism was related. Can we get the land?
The timeline.
And can the district, and this is one of my colloquialisms that I say, is the district going to be able to throw down with us from a fiscal standpoint and a political
Do
standpoint?
you have say, who has the final say on the architectural sort of, if it's going to be a throwback to the monuments, et cetera, or if it's going to be more modern? Do you have say in that, or is that all Josh?
We
his group?
are participating in the design decisions.
Right.
Mhm.
Can you give us a hint as to where you're leaning?
I don't know. I think I'll know it when I see it.
You haven't seen it yet.
It doesn't exist yet.
It's conceptual. It's everything's
They're different
conceptual.
concepts.
But if the vote comes in next Thursday or Friday and
Yeah.
it's a go,
Yeah.
is 2030, that's a doable date.
Yes.
It will be 2030.
Yes. I'll push them to do it faster.
Hey, I feel like we have to ask this question on behalf of the fans. The stadium is a big question,
Yeah.
but also the name is brought up.
Hmm.
Has there been a change in your perception of the team name?
No. I think the question has been asked and answered. I think the team has been pretty strong with it, and it's a distraction that they don't need. No, they got to win. No, by the way, it's football season. They got to win games, so I know they want to do that, and I know that we want them to do that too. But we also want them to get this deal done. And I think the goodwill that they have gained in the town is, shouldn't be squandered.
What's the first game you're going to?
I don't know. I want to go to one of the practice games.
Oh, one of the
one of the
preseason
preseason
games.
games?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or out while they're practicing.
Have you always been a sports fan or just marginally?
I
Before
am
being the mayor.
I'm a sporting events fan.
You like to be at the events.
I like to go to the game. Just this week, we were at the City Open and of the Mubadala City Open in Ward 4 in Washington, world-class tennis on the lead up to the U.S. Open right here. And we have that quality. So people from all around our region are coming into a neighborhood tennis stadium to see Venus Williams perform. And so I just love it. I love to see people having fun. And the thing about sports is it brings people from all backgrounds, and RFK really has that history, bringing people from all backgrounds and beliefs for a couple of hours just to enjoy sport. And as mayor, I've always been a sports fan because we do it well and our venues have performed well. Not just in terms of what they do inside the building, but what they have spurred outside the building.
Did Goodell promise? It's probably already publicly known, but if you get a new stadium, you get a Super Bowl, right? That's a given. That's a given.
Lock for a
What
Super
other
Bowl.
things can we
Lock.
Lock it up.
Lock. What other things do we get besides the Super Bowl? We're gonna get Final Four.
You could get Final Four. You could get WWE. You could get some college
World
playoff. You could get
College
Final
playoff.
Big
Four.
concerts.
You can get Taylor Swift, Beyonce.
Yep.
You know what happened at the Beyonce concert recently? People were like, "What is going on at this stadium?"
Right.
All right, we need to let her
Yeah.
go. In fairness, we need to let her go so
Yeah.
she can do the other show.
Mayor Bowser,
I don't
thank
think-
you so much for the time. We appreciate
She
you
could
coming
do another
in.
5 minutes.
We know that you're
There-
super busy.
It's unfair to see the other
She's
guy.
got to hit the other stations.
Yeah.
Well, Mayor Bowser,
Thank
we
you
appreciate
guys.
everything.
Thank you, junkies.
Yes.
Thanks for following. Stay in touch and
right.
go
All right, Mayor
Commanders.
Bowser.
Beat Philly.
That's
All
the
right.
queen of DC
Beat Philly.
sports.
Yeah. Well, beat everybody.
Mayor Muriel Bowser, the mayor of Washington, D.C. We're the
Thank you, Mayor.
Junkies. We'll be right back.
Thank you.